She sat on the plush sofa in the mansion's living room, her legs folded comfortably beneath her, hands gripping the PC controller with visible hesitation. The large monitor in front of them displayed the menu of a newly downloaded indie horror game, a dark adventure set in an old haunted house, packed with jump scares and a suffocating atmosphere. The blue glow of the screen illuminated her face, already slightly pale, even though they had just started. Beside her, Silas lounged casually, one arm stretched along the backrest, red eyes gleaming with curiosity mixed with amusement. She let out a long breath and turned to him with a forced smile. Silas smirked, briefly taking the controller from her to examine the menu.
Scared already? And we haven't even started. Fine, kitten. I'll be your human shield.
She grinned in satisfaction, snatched the controller back, and started the game. The low background music immediately flowed in, accompanied by howling wind and faint footsteps echoing through an old wooden house. Their character moved slowly down a dark corridor, a shaky flashlight illuminating mold-stained walls. A few minutes later, the first jump scare hit. A black shadow lunged from the corner of the screen with a piercing scream. She yelped, instantly clutching Silas's arm tightly, pressing herself against his side. Sylus chuckled softly, patting her back in reassurance, though the teasing tone remained.
Easy, kitten. It's just pixels. You're clutching me like I'm the monster.
She loosened her grip slightly, but her eyes stayed wide on the screen. She continued playing, but as the corridor grew darker and strange whispering sounds filled the air, she suddenly shoved the controller into Silas's hands. Silas raised an eyebrow as he took it, but instead of playing immediately, he paused the game and turned to her with a mischievous smile.
Oh. The brave artist who built a witch nest, scared of a ghost game? Want me to hold your hand too?
She pouted, cheeks flushing with embarrassment and irritation. Silas grinned widely and unpaused the game, playing with precise skill, moving smoothly, dodging traps, opening hidden doors without hesitation. She peeked over his shoulder, her hand quietly returning to clutch his arm whenever a monster appeared.
Practice from real life. N109 has worse monsters than this.
Silas replied casually, though his gaze softened as it flicked toward her. They alternated like that. She played for a while, clinging to Silas during tense moments, then handed the controller back with excuses like, "You're faster." Silas would tease her.
Scaredy cat. Want me to carry you through the whole game?
But his arm was always ready to wrap around her shoulders or rub her back gently. Jump scare after jump scare came. She squealed more than once, but she didn't give up. They played all the way to the ending. The characters survived after the final ritual, and the screen faded into calming credits music. She leaned back into the sofa, breathing out in relief, adrenaline still humming in her veins. Silas shut off the PC, then pulled her into his arms.
You're tougher than you think, kitten.
Later that night in the mansion's master bedroom, dim light filtered softly through the window. Silas lay on his back, and she immediately latched onto him like a koala, arms and legs wrapped tightly around him, her face buried against his broad back. Silas smiled in the darkness, but when he shifted slightly to get up, intending to grab water from the bedside table, she tightened her hold and let out a small whine. He paused, chuckling softly.
Kitten, I'm just getting water. You're going to dehydrate me if you cling like this.
She shook her head against his back, her voice sleepy and clingy. Silas shook his head in amused surrender but complied. He rose carefully while carrying her like a child, she still attached, legs wrapped around his waist, arms around his neck.
Fine. You win. But if I drop you, that's your fault for not holding on tighter.
She giggled softly, face buried in his neck. Silas grabbed the glass of water with one hand, drank quickly, then returned to bed, still carrying her. He laid her down gently, then lay beside her, she immediately curling against his chest this time.
Happy now?
She nodded, eyes already half closed. Sylus pressed a lingering kiss to her forehead, his hand stroking her back slowly until her breathing evened out.
Good night, kitten. No ghosts tonight.
That night, the mansion felt safe and warm. A blend of the horror they had conquered together, the comedy of their banter and her clinging, and the wholesome comfort of an embrace that made everything feel just right.